In OpenRoads Designer, I have the Geometry Builder tool open. And in this situation, we have multiple designers who have laid out geometry information in the Geometry Builder in separate instances, and they have separate XML files. So you can see we have a set of named XML geometry information here for that geometry. If I open up a separate file, I'm going to open up a different XML file. Okay, you'll see that those names change and there are different geometries that have been designed here. And as a end user that is using the product, I want to combine these together. And we don't have a tool inside of the Geometry Builder tool to read and compile multiple XML files. So what we need to do is utilize a program that is an XML editor. So I'm going to open up the location of where I have my XML files located. So I'm going to right click on that file and I'm going to use Notepad++. As mentioned, you can use any text editor or XML editor that you're comfortable using. Okay, so I have one opened. I am going to go ahead and do a save as, and I'm going to save this as a combined file. So if I call this deeds, and I'm going to call this combined 2 because I'm only going to combine 2 of these files. Okay, but I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to open up the second XML file that I want to combine with the first. I'm going to copy the information. So what I can do is I want to copy the data that is inside of the XML file. Okay, so both files have a header that does not need to be copied, but we need to copy the information for each of the geometries that's coming in. Okay, so what we want to make sure that we do is we want to start one level down because this is the entire Geometry Builder definition, and then this is the Geometry Builder definition for an individual geometry. So I'm going to take starting on line 3, I'm going to copy everything except for the very last line. Okay, so I don't need the ending Geometry Builder definition. I just want everything in between that. So I'm going to do a copy. So I'm going to Control C and copy that. I'm going to come back to my combined file. And again, I don't want to go, this is the very last, this needs to be the very last line of the file, no matter what. So I'm going to come one line up and I'm going to paste that information here. So I'm going to do a Control V. Okay, and I can just kind of scroll through here and I'm just looking at the formatting just to make sure that these line up so we have an ending and a beginning for each of these geometries that has been built. When I brought that information in, I can line these up and I can see where a new geometry begins and where a new one ends. Okay, so I'm going to save this file now because this is my combined file. I'm going to swap back over to OpenRoads Designer. I'm going to delete what's here. And we don't actually have to delete all because, like I said before, it is going to only allow us to open one XML file. So I'm going to say no, I don't want to save changes to the file because that's the old XML. I want to select my combined 2 XML, say open. And you'll see that now it has taken both of those XML files and it has built one list using those 2 because we manually copied the XML data from the Geometry Builder sections in the XML and combined them into one XML file.